Hello everybody, Biff here. With JBot standing up the YouTube Shuttle Tydirium page, he kind of inspired me to think a little bit outside the box as to what content we might be able to provide to you of some level of interest pertaining to X-Wing, but not necessarily be totally devoted to game mechanics and so forth. So I kind of thought about starting up a Biff's Bit segment where I can talk about briefly talk about some of the things that I've done on the side as a result of playing the X-Wing game. The first segment that I want to touch on has to do a little bit with storage and maintaining a little level of organization. So I do hope that this gets past the JBot censor, because I know he's got some issues with respect to deluxe storage and how that can get out of hand. A few months ago, last year, the podcast ran a contest, and the prize was one of Broken Token's mini American card holders that you see here. These things are great. These are really, really wonderful things. They're made out of laser cut plywood that you assemble yourself. They open up with a nice little hatch, and inside they've got lovely dividers that you can separate out all of your mini American sized cards. So these are perfect for the upgrade cards that you might collect and amass as your collection continues to grow and grow. So that was kind of the problem that I was faced with. As my collection continued to grow and grow, I wanted to have a great way of storing the upgrade cards, and that was provided by the wonderful Broken Token containers here. But what I struggled with a little bit was, as my collection grew and grew, I was faced with having multiple containers that I'll show you here in a moment. I wound up with a total of 3 containers for my current collection. And when it comes time to actually put together all the cards or gather all the cards that I want to be able to go off and play, it became a bit of a challenge as far as remembering, well, where are my Astromechs? Where are all the EPTs? What about the titles? And I gotta have my TLTs, right? So that became a little bit confusing. And as my collection grew and grew, I was moving sets of cards around because all my EPTs grew too large. Now they don't fit in this container. So I wanted a way of being able to label the boxes, so if I was looking for an EPT, I could quickly get to the EPTs. But I didn't want anything permanent. I didn't want to be ripping stickers on and off of these boxes or scribing something on the box that in a couple of months would no longer be valid. I thought about trying to put some kind of a sticker or something on top for the lid, but when you pull the lid off, you may not necessarily put the lid back on the correct box. So I needed something else to do on that front. So given that I wanted to be able to change things up, I eventually settled in on using magnets and coming up with a few little labels, if you will, to place on each box. And you can see that here in my pictures. So what I've done is I've put a self-adhesive magnetic strip on the front of each box, and then using the little icons that I got off of a font online, I created a little symbol for each of the upgrade types, and they are removable. So here I'm pulling off the title magnet, so I can reposition this magnet if I ever decide that I need to take all of the title cards out and move to a different box. The only downside to this is they do come off. It doesn't take much to push them off of the card. So I may revise this with a stronger magnet, or, which is more the case, I'll probably just leave it as is, because I usually don't travel with these boxes. These boxes pretty much just stay in my game room. So if I do go off to the game store or something, I usually grab what I need, or I'm running with proxy sheets and I don't even take the cards. So something for you to think about. You can get the self-adhesive magnetic sheets for a couple of bucks at like a Hobby Lobby. Obviously you can print out the labels off your computer, stick them onto the adhesive magnets and then just go ahead and put them on the box. So pretty straightforward.